League of Legends lore is vast and complex, and Riot has been adding more and more of it in the past few years, with comics, short stories, cinematic videos, in-game events, and now a Netflix series. The hype around this series is completely justified, because after watching the first 3 episodes, I have to say, I am hooked. It is an awesome new medium to learn more about our favorite League of Legends champions and enjoy more of Riot's amazing artwork. That being said, I'm pretty sure not everybody knows all of the existing lore about Runeterra, and I wanted to use this opportunity to give you guys a crash course about Piltover and ZAUN. I'll be talking about the city origins and how they were built. I feel it's important to know exactly where the action is happening to better understand the story Arcane has to tell. So let's get started. Piltover and ZAUN used to be one city, founded over 3,000 years ago and called Oshra-Vazon. It is located at an isthmus between 2 continents, Shurima in the south and Valoran in the north. If you didn't know, Valoran is home to Noxus and Demacia. Being a port city, the people of Oshra-Vazon worship the wind deity Janarem, guardian in Shuriman, or as we know her, Janna, to bring them favorable winds during their travels at sea. When the Shuriman Empire took over the city, the emperor suppressed this devotion, and the statues of Janna were torn down. However, Janna continued to offer her aid to the faithful who still called upon her. As time went on, the Shuriman Empire fell, and Oshra-Vazon became simply ZAUN, an important port city with great ambitions. One of the city's projects was to create a canal between the eastern and western seas, much like Panama in our world. However, the construction did not go as planned, and a huge explosion and series of earthquakes caused entire districts of ZAUN to sink into the waters, nearly disappearing forever. Janna, hearing the ZAUNites' prayers, appeared in physical form to save what she could of the city. To quote her lore, "Impossible walls of air held flooding waters at bay as people fled the drowned ruins of their homes. Ferocious gusts of wind cut through the suffocating smoke from fires caused by the destruction. Many ZAUNites died, but those who survived were forever thankful and faithful towards Janna, and used a blue bird as a symbol of their faith." Eventually, the city left above recovered, and finished the construction of what we call now the Sun Gates. This part of the city was renamed Piltover, after the river Pilt that courses over ZAUN. The Sun Gates gave full control over commerce regulations and water transports, making Piltover one of the richest and most important cities of Runeterra. Eventually, this led to the expansion of the Noxian Empire thanks to easier transport of war supplies. The increase of trading ships also allowed for Bilgewater pirates to prosper. ZAUN, on the other hand, became the underbelly of Piltover, and even though both cities depend on each other, ZAUNites and Piltovans do not mix. ZAUN became a polluted, notorious place, full of toxic fumes because of the countless factories and laboratories that resulted from unchecked and reckless industrialization. Currently, ZAUN is composed of 3 levels: the Promenade, the Entresol, and the Slumps. The Promenade is the level closest to the surface, and coexists with the lower districts of Piltover. Pilties, as they are called, come here for a cheap good time, while wealthy ZAUNites gather to trade goods and supplies at the boundary markets. The Promenade is also home to the College of Techmeturgy, ZAUN's greatest institution of education and research. Victor actually studied for some time there. There is also the pump station that pumps clean air from Piltover into ZAUN. The Entresol level is situated right below the Promenade. It has trading posts, workshops, clubs, joy houses, and also large greenhouses to grow trees and plants, called PILTOVER. The divide between Piltover and ZAUN is starker here, although some Pilties still do visit the Bridge Waltz for a taste of ZAUN's best music, food, and chemtech creations. ZAUN's deepest level, the Sump level, is where Vi and Powder are from, specifically the slums, one of the most densely populated and polluted areas in all of Runeterra. Most of ZAUN's working class live in this level, or just above it. As we know from the series, the Black Lanes are on this level. In the lore, the Black Lanes are described as a market of colorful bazaars, at the heart of ZAUN, where merchants and thieves do business. Anything is for sale, and everything is stolen. That kind of confirms the quote from episode 2, We all know there's a crime behind each coin that passes through this place. Also present in the sump level are the Dredge Prison, where Urgot was/will be held, the Old Hungry, an iconic clock tower that most kids climb as a rite of passage, and ZAUN'S Asylum for the Irreparably Insane, where Dr. Mundo will be created, possibly from experimentation with the purple concoction made by Silco. ZAUN'S sewers, containing all of its toxic waste, also ends up here before being tossed into the sea. The champion Twitch is actually a result of a plague rat being mutated by these chemicals, although we don't know when that happened, and I don't think we'll be seeing him in this series. Below the sump level are the old ruins of Oshravazan, although they still haven't been discovered at the time where Arcane takes place. The first 3 episodes take place roughly a decade prior to what we could call the present-day Runeterra, according to the lore, and many of the events that forge the characters we know from League of Legends have not happened yet. Of course, Riot did take some liberties concerning the pre-existing lore, and decided to change it up a bit. Specifically, Jace and Victor inventing Hextech. But that doesn't bother me at all. I absolutely love what they did so far, and I'm really looking forward to what happens next. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this quick dive into Zaunite lore, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more of this content, subscribe. I plan on making more. So I hope to see you around. Cheers.